Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make super easy and delicious stacked enchiladas. So if you want to learn how to make them, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so let's get started with our ingredients. So for the recipe we're going to need 2 pounds of chuck pot roast, your favorite melting cheese, 10 New Mexico chile pods, 1 chile ancho, chile de arbol, 1 small onion, 6 garlic cloves, corn tortillas, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, along with all of our spices that will be listed in the description box. So these are ingredients. Now let's get started. Alright guys, so here I already have my chuck pot roast cut into large chunks. Now we're just going to season it with salt, black pepper, and all-purpose flour. Okay, just make sure to coat it all around. Okay, so once we have our meat, now we can get ready to begin cooking. Right now, using the saute setting on a pressure cooker, we're going to heat up a little bit of oil. Once it's nice and hot, add the pieces of meat. Now just allow it to sear for 2 to 3 minutes per side. After 3 minutes, flip the meat over to the other side. Okay, now allow that side to sear for another 3 minutes. Okay, so after another 3 minutes, the meat should be nice and seared on both sides. Now we're going to get ready to add our 4 garlic cloves, half an onion, 1 bay leaf, and 2 cups of water. You're going to switch the setting from saute to pressure cook and allow it to pressure cook on high for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, our meat is done. Now here, just carefully release all of the steam from your pressure cooker and open it. And now we're just going to be removing our meat. And it should be nice and tender. Look at that. And here I'm also going to be removing the garlic, the onion, and the bay leaf. Okay. Now to the broth, add your chile ancho, along with the chile de arbol if you're using, and all of the New Mexico chile pods. And just make sure that you clean them before adding them in there. Now just allow them to soak for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we can shred our meat. Okay, after 5 minutes, the chiles should have softened. Transfer them to the blender cup. And along with that, 1 cup of the broth. Okay, so once we have that, now we can get ready to make our enchilada sauce. Okay, to the blender cup, you're also going to add 1/4 of an onion, 2 garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, oregano, and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. We're going to be blending with 1.5 cups of water. And now just blend it until smooth. Okay, and once we have our enchilada sauce, now we can take it back to the stove. Okay, now set your saucepan over medium-low heat. Allow it to get nice and hot. And once ready, add your sauce. Make sure to strain if you need to. Now just allow the sauce to come to a simmer. Once the sauce comes to a simmer, taste it for salt and see if you need to adjust it. For me, this is always perfect. So now we're just going to allow it to continue simmering for 5 more minutes. Okay, and after 5 minutes, we have our delicious enchilada sauce. So now we're just going to set it to the side so we can prepare our tortillas. Here I'm going to be setting my pan over medium heat. Just going to heat up my oil. And just allow it to get nice and hot. Once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add a tortilla. And we're just going to lightly fry it for about 30 seconds or until it's slightly toasted. Okay. And we repeat the process with the rest of our tortillas. Now that we have everything ready, we can begin to stack our enchiladas. So here I have a baking dish. Going to begin by adding the enchilada sauce. Now layer the tortillas. And just make sure that you fit the casserole. Now we're going to top it with the cheese. And I'm using a combination of medium cheddar and queso Oaxaca. And of course you can always add onion on here, but not all of my family like it, so I'm just going to wait for serving. Now on top of that, add the shredded beef. some of the enchilada sauce. Okay. Now for the next layer, I like to dip my tortilla into the enchilada sauce. Like that, I make sure that it is nice and covered. And we just repeat the layers. Okay, and the top layer, we're just going to top it with the rest of our enchilada sauce. And just top it with the rest of our cheese. Okay, now we're just going to cover it with the foil. Just make sure that it's somewhat loose. Now cover it and stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 minutes or until all of our cheese is nice and melty. Alright guys, so after 10 minutes, our delicious enchiladas should be done. So now we're just going to allow it to sit for a few minutes and then we can get ready for the fun part. Alrighty guys, and after a few minutes, we can now get ready for the fun part, serving. So I'm just going to cut it. And get ready to serve. And of course, I'm serving with a side of rice and beans. And now we can get ready to enjoy. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. Now let me tell you guys that I love enchiladas, and this right here, it's honestly one of my favorites. Hope you give them a try. They're seriously super easy to make. It's so delicious, and honestly, everyone will get to love and enjoy. And of course, you can always top it with an egg, or just serve them like this. But regardless, they're seriously the best. So I hope you give them a try and enjoy them just as much. Cheers and enjoy. Seriously, they're perfect. The cheese, the meat, the layer of the tortillas, the enchilada sauce, everything, so good. And the enchilada sauce is a little bit spicy, but of course you can always adjust that. If you don't want it to be spicy, just use chile guajillos and skip on the chile de arbol. But these, so good. I'm just missing the sour cream. Alrighty guys, and there you have it on how to make super easy and delicious stacked enchiladas. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and if you get this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.